Hey guys, Pinobi here,
And this is Fry. What's up, guys? How you guys all doing today?
and today we are bringing you the second episode of the One Piece Weekly.
Yeah, I know you guys have all been super excited for this. I know I have been.
Yeah, me too. And this is actually going to be chapter 599 titled Nine Pirates.
Yeah, so let's just jump in this and get this started.
Yeah, I wonder if Oda planned that. Chapter 599, Nine Pirates. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, starting off with the cover page, you got Luffy sleeping and eating, the classic, D thing.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. You got the sheeps and the clouds and the rainbows and the everything happy.
Yeah, it's very gay parade-esque, but it's definitely kind of Oda.
It's very nice. And then let's see. One thing I particularly noticed, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's probably just a slight drawing inconsistency, or maybe I'm just retarded. But the scar on Luffy's chest seems to be slightly smaller, maybe like thinner, I almost want to say.
Yeah, I would just take that as a drawing inconsistency, but I mean, it would be cool to notice like it's a little bit smaller, seeing as the color page might not be 100% accurate.
Yeah, exactly. On that note of inconsistencies and inaccuracies, Oda did officially say that he actually drew Zoro's scar on his eye on the wrong side. So it is on the other side as opposed to the color spread from the last chapter.
Yeah, guys, so that is an official change. I mean, we can hate Oda all we want for that, and maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was one of those things where he decided to switch it afterwards and just call it a mistake. We're never going to really know unless Oda says something about it, so...
I love Oda anyway.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with him.
Yeah, moving on. The first few pages of the chapter aren't really anything big. It's kind of just Hancock wishing, Luffy farewell and all that stuff with the rest of her pirate crew. Some really, like, lulzy stuff going on with her little
Love
nose
affair.
and mustache.
Yeah, and all that, and just her liking for Luffy. So, yeah, exactly, not a whole lot going on. Same old love-marriage jokes. Is this a proposal? No, it's not.
No, it's not. Oh, man. But, yeah, then, the story continues forth. We get a little bit more serious. We see, resuming from where Luffy left off, bumping into the fake Luffy. The fake Luffy's doing that thing where he's trying to act all hard. He's like, "Don't you know who I am? I'm Straw Hat Luffy." Yada yada yada.
He's being kind of a dick. He's like just poking guns in people's faces. He's already shot 2 or 3 people. But then we get to a rather important part talking about who this 400 million bounty pirate is.
Yeah, and that's something that we want to actually make a pretty big note of, because this is something that we found to be significant. We don't know if he is just saying 400 million, like...
Just kind of guesstimating, like, maybe he's like 420 or 430, but just kind of saying, oh, I'm 400,
Yeah, I mean, I would actually even prefer if this were some sort of translation error, although I don't really think it is, because I don't know how you'd mess that up. But, like... Really, 400 seems, at least in our opinion, incredibly low.
Yeah, it's extremely low, guys. We're gonna review everything Luffy has done since he's been 300 million.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, just a few things to make note of. This one particularly might not matter because it was kind of like swept under the rug. But there was his defeating of Moria at Thriller Bark and all the adventures that went down there. But like I said, that was kind of swept under the rug, so that might not be, calculated. But there was, Impel Down and everything that went on there, freeing of all those prisoners, escaping Magellan, interacting with Ivankov, all that good stuff.
Yeah, his epic punch.
Yes.
From before, that's still the animation on that was really awesome, by the way.
The punching of the Tenryubito?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely that, breaking into the auction house and, confronting the Tenryubito, which is, the descendants of the 20 creators of the world government. So that is definitely a huge and very serious offense.
Dude, but that by itself, like I was saying before, is should be worth 50 to 100 million by itself, because that is such a serious crime against the world officials,
I completely agree.
So,
I don't know if maybe Brand New just doesn't like the Tenryubito and says fuck them and doesn't give him the huge bounty up for that.
I mean, because literally 100 million bounty from before. Look, he rewrote where the government is, like pretty much not single-handedly, obviously Whitebeard, but like he was a huge factor in all of that. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
he
way
demon.
it's way too
Oh,
low. Sorry, keep going.
oh, I was gonna say, along those lines, referring to the war. He escaped an admiral, of course, beforehand, but there's the whole being seen as an ally of Whitebeard, even though he is deceased. Ivankov, Jim Bay,
Yeah.
many other big names. There's the whole, thing at Marineford. There was him returning to Marineford, which pretty much, I recall you mentioning, pretty much just like spat in their faces, like laughed at their defenses.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a joke. Their defenses. It made them look bad. I'm not saying that it's worth a huge bounty, but like, it definitely should be worth a couple. Returning, being there, and making a huge scene. Like, that's enough. Just for them to make a physical change on his bounty, just at least a little bit to show some like they disrespected them.
Being seen as an ally of Rayleigh, the right-hand man to Roger, that's definitely big.
Oh,
Something else that we haven't really gone over, but something that definitely or I would think would be like an influence on his bounty is the fact that he demonstrated to everyone at the war that he had King's ambition.
yeah, and then also I'll say we didn't mention this before. He's Dragon's son. This wasn't really mentioned before. That by itself is huge.
Yeah, I mean, the Marines already knew that, so they could have, already had put that into the bounty incorporation. But it seems something that was, yeah, exactly. Before it was very tight-lipped kind of thing. They might not even have told someone like Brand New or anyone that decides the bounties that kind of information.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, you would think he'd be much higher than a measly. I don't want to say measly. That is higher than any bounty we've seen revealed before.
Yeah.
But you'd think it'd be higher than 400 million.
Yeah, I was guessing 500, 550, maybe even 600. That seems like a lot to double, but not more than 100 million. Probably 200 million gained. I would say 500 was my guess.
Yeah, 600 million. Those seem like very strong things. I would hope that there's just I don't know some sort of reason that he said 400, but it's actually higher. I'm not exactly sure how that would work. Maybe some sort of I don't know guesstimation.
Maybe a decrease. Maybe it was 550 and then or 500 and just I couldn't see it. But maybe after 2 years, it's just been kind of one of those things where he's not as much of a threat anymore.
Yeah, I kind of don't really think that is. I don't really see them doing that, like you said. But that is definitely something to consider, something to make a note of.
I mean, considering the Giants on way back when from before Alabasta, their bounty still held true even after 100 years.
Well, then again, Giants have a lifespan of 300 years.
That's true.
But I mean, assuming.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, assuming, Brooks' bounty is still valid, I mean...
Oh, yeah, good point.
So, I mean, there's that to consider, but who knows? But anyway, continuing forth, basically, the fake Luffy's being a douche, and he's like, get on your knees and beg and all that stuff, because he was embarrassed that he got bumped into. So he shoots Luffy when Luffy's like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be your bitch. And... He does some Matrix, like, color of observation, I would guess.
Yeah.
Dodging, and then Hockey Blast.
That was super epic. The color of observation dodge and the insta-kill on all of them.
Yeah, basically. And the crowd goes wild. Well, more like shocked.
Yeah.
Then it kind of moves on to a scene with Robin and Franky. This is another really big scene for us, at least. I'm sure for a lot of you it was too. I was a little surprised not to see any physical differences with Thousand Sunny, considering Franky's been there for 10 days. But I'm guessing it's gonna present itself more in Dock 4, which used to have nothing in it, and other little tricks and weapons and stuff.
Oh, yeah, good point. I didn't even think about that. But, yeah, we both figured there'd be some edits, and I don't see any extra huge shoulder cannons on the side of the Thousand Sunny.
I mean, a lot of that is because we've seen, Franky's design, and he's so much bigger that you'd think the ship would have to accommodate that. I'm not really sure what's going on with Franky. I guess we'll discuss it as it gets to the next page.
Yeah.
Franky's all like, oh, it's our crew's super archaeologists, blah, blah, blah. And he's doing the super pose.
Yeah, so he hasn't changed that way, and Robin makes note of that, but obviously she's not commenting on his physical appearance.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. When I first saw this page, I was thinking, "Oh no, oh god, I don't like it." I didn't like the color page, with Franky. I really, liked Franky's super hair. I didn't think him being a lot bigger was a positive change. The baldness. I'm not particularly feeling the huge scars, but I don't dislike them either. They're just kind of there to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I think kind of overall when we talked to different people, it sounded like most people were generally just disappointed. But I was too. But as I read the chapter and saw Franky, a couple more times just sitting around, being, relaxing, his design was okay with me.
Yeah, I definitely think, on the next page, he's like sitting there looking like a huge gorilla, being all dumbfounded with his arm being so long that it, looks like it reaches the ground even while standing. But then, the next panel, you see him sitting down, drinking his cola, being all cool, and, it starts to feel all right with me.
Yeah, I mean, it still is by far my least favorite of all the character changes, and it's also probably one of the most massive of all the character changes. Or actually, it is the most massive.
I would definitely agree.
But, that's, I mean, a big change. Expected people aren't going to like it. I still don't super like it, but, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it's just the big, big shoulders that kind of put it off for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as bad when you zoom out, but, like, particularly when he's doing the super pose, it's just like, wow, those are so huge.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of design changes that come along with that, other than just like the pure, bulky aesthetics of it. There's the fact that he's got the Battle Franky 37 on, which obviously he was model 36 before.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. We talked about his legs. His legs, have some armor or metallic or something going on there, and I actually like that. I mean, yeah, it might make his legs look, in some people's opinion, more stupid or something. I don't really know. It actually doesn't bother me. But the thing I like about it is that before, his legs were hollowed out.
Yeah, and they were kind of super lame like that. Like, those are, huge parts of your body. You can add super weapon assets, too.
Exactly. I mean, you could utilize so much with the legs, and before they were completely hollow. You saw the Franky Centauros, but I mean, obviously it was more of a comedic thing before, but it might actually turn into a powerful, transformation of some sort.
Yeah. We keep going on, and they're talking a little bit about Brook and his epic last concert, supposedly.
Yeah. All that good stuff. I mean, Franky makes a note. He's like, oh, who knows? He may not even come back to the pirate life, referring to Brook. I think that's just like...
Yeah, it's just talk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just there to make you second guess, to make you whatever, to make you think about it, more. But I think what that might be doing is, I don't know. Actually, I don't want to say it's doing that particularly, but basically, what I think of when I think of that, it makes me think more about Brook's character, and it makes me think that when he comes back to the crew, he's going to be more of a bard-like character, a support character. He might do some very offensive style moves, utilizing his music, but the swordsmanship is just kind of, it's going to take a back seat. It's just kind of, there.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his swordsmanship's always kind of been, well, it started off kind of as maybe the main thing, but they don't really, I think Oda doesn't want to clash with Zoro, Brook's never going to beat Zoro, so it's not really a point in two swordsmen, even if they have different kind of styles of swordsmanship.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's going to be more music-oriented, maybe a slashing finish blow kind of thing.
Yeah, Yahatsugiri is still a good move in its
still
own
epic.
right. Yeah, exactly. It's the classic badass samurai thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're definitely going to see. I mean, we already saw Brook utilizing music in his fights. With the move that put him to sleep and stuff, like something flam or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see that shift over to the bard-like style of fighting. So yeah, as this story continues, we're just kind of seeing Chopper talking with the fake Straw Hats and about how the fake Robin got kidnapped and they don't really give a crap because they all suck.
Yeah, they're really douchey to their fake Robin.
Yeah.
I mean, she was an ugly bitch, but still, they're all ugly bitches, so they should at least have a little, compassion for her.